The oil activity in the North Sea demands safe and reliable helicopter transportation between land and all production and exploration platforms. Weather conditions in the North Sea are very variable and often visibility is poor, so all operations follow the instrument flight rules. Stavanger Area Control Centre follows the helicopters on the radar as they report their position over the VHF radio communication every 30 nautical miles.
Let's go 45.
Because the helicopters cruise at rather low altitude, the ACC will normally lose radar contact before they reach their destination. When this happens, the helicopter label will start blinking to attract the air traffic controller's attention.
Outside cover now, radar service terminal.
The helicopter is informed that it's outside radar range, and the controller will remove the blinking label from the radar screen. En route to oil installations in the North Sea, VHF communication can normally take place. In addition, there's a relay station at Ula that links communication via satellite. But there are still areas where it's difficult to maintain radio contact at low altitudes. The civilian radar coverage is not sufficient to see the entire portion of the flights. This is particularly true in the southern part of the Norwegian sector. With more than 500 operations daily in the Norwegian sector, carrying nearly 1 million passengers a year, it's very important that the helicopter traffic navigate and follow the procedures as exactly as possible. The Norwegian Civil Aviation Administration has therefore given surveillance in the North Sea high priority. ADS stands for Automatic Dependent Surveillance and is primarily designed to keep track of long routes over oceans. The aircraft's self-derived position from available on-board navigation sensors is transmitted via SATCOM to the designated control point. MADS, which stands for Modified ADS, is specially made for handling North Sea helicopters cruising at low level on shorter routes. The preliminary proposed ICAO ADS format is used, but there should also be room for some differing functions on an experimental basis. The MADS trial has now demonstrated the feasibility of tracking North Sea helicopter traffic via the Inmarsat aeronautical low data rate system. The global positioning system will consist of 24 navigation satellites in 6 different orbits. This will ensure that there are at least 4 satellites visible at any time in this area. The implementation plan is to equip all operating North Sea helicopters with GPS receivers and satellite communication equipment. The ball low-gain SATCOM antenna on the trial helicopter is located under the rotor. The rotor blades will shadow the SATCOM antenna from the satellite, but practical tests have shown there's no interruption in the data transmission. However, there can be shadowing from the helicopter body depending on the heading. The trial airborne equipment is a rather bulky pallet-mounted assembly, but this will later be integrated in the existing avionics with minor additions. It consists of a GPS input to the flight management system. A personal computer with specially written software provided by Inmarsat for the trial is connected to an ACARS unit. The SATCOM part has a satellite data unit with a radio frequency unit channeled through a high power amplifier for transmissions and a low noise amplifier for reception. The low gain antenna is connected to these units through a diplexer. The Inmarsat communication satellites are positioned in geostationary orbits, where 4 satellites cover the entire world up to 80 degrees latitude north and south. ground station is located at Eik in southern Norway and transfers the messages over the AirRink data network to Stavanger Area Control Center. The air traffic controller is now using a large computer screen where a scalable map and the routes are drawn in. The helicopter coordinates are automatically plotted on the screen, and the controller can now follow the helicopter throughout the entire flight, even down to sea level. The helicopter messages may also consist of free text, to which the air traffic controller may reply using his keyboard and cursor control. The radar echoes are now substituted by the ADS messages wherever the helicopter pilot might be. The update rate of the messages can be set to any interval, and the trial project will try out intervals between 10 seconds and 10 minutes. Improved surveillance will undoubtedly increase the safety for passengers and crew in case of an emergency landing, so that the rescue team can be guided directly to the last reported position of the helicopter. If the trial shows good results, the further implementation plan is to equip 40 helicopters operating in the Norwegian sector with ADS equipment. To use the GPS as navigation sensor, it's necessary to continuously monitor its integrity and accuracy. Operators will therefore be alerted if there are any GPS warnings. The MADS project is supported and sponsored by the Norwegian Civil Aviation Administration, Inmarsat, Shell, Hydro, Helicopter Service, Statoil, and Norwegian Telecom International. The AirRink CETA joint venture has arranged access to the AirRink data network for this trial.